you're watching this, you're probably watching the replay. So drop something. Hey, Big Rich, what's up, man? Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Parody. Got my Iron Maiden banner hanging up. See? See right there? Hey, Outcast, what's up? Steve Berger, how's it going? Trucker Steve, Pennsylvania, how's it going? Texas Future Trucker, hey, I just saw your comments that you've left on a couple of my videos. I appreciate that. Kimasabi, Big Billy, what's up? Russ, how's it going? It was good hanging out at the truck show. Hail Rider, how's it going? I hope there's not too much wind noise. I don't have anybody idling next to me. I've got the windows open because there's a nice breeze. It's about to storm. Just got back. I'm in Springfield. Texas Future Trucker, I'm starting school in October. Good luck to you, sir. Any questions, feel free to hit me up. Find me on Facebook and you can PM me if you're on Facebook. How big of a pile of crap was the show? Justin, the show was fine. Okay. We're back. Sorry about the signal, guys. I'll give up the ghost if it gets too problematic. There's a few things I learned at the truck show. Number one, if you don't embrace technology, you're going to get left behind. There's a lot of technological advances that are occurring about how you find loads, about how you manage your truck, how you monitor your engine, how you monitor the freight base, how you factor your loads, your insurance, all that is heading towards the way of technology. Uber Freight is not the only game in town. The other thing I learned is that a lot of the so-called drama is overhyped. Everybody got along, and I really didn't feel anybody being fake. Everybody was just polite. If there were people at the 73 Lounge that hated each other, you cannot tell. Now, with that being said, I hung out the 73 Lounge because it was a good place to sit. They had comfortable couches, and it was good to sit amongst people that I knew. So that was a good part. You know, Thursday I was kind of by myself, and it was a good center point. It was a good centerpiece. Like, you know, someone texted me, "Hey, where you at?" I'm at the, you know, DPF regen booth. You know, hey TK, what's up? The other thing is, if anybody ever asks, if you're watching this video, if people go, "Hey, why do you do YouTube videos?" There is a large portion of people that watch all of our videos, Pale Rider, Ike, me, Kevin and Ollie, Steve Berger, everybody, and they live vicariously through us because they can't be truck drivers. So there are a lot of people that watch YouTube that like I said, live vicariously through us, and you know, and that's why Ice Road Truckers is so popular, because people want to do that. People watch that show and go, "Oh, I want to do that." They see it as a challenge, or, "Oh, I can never do that. I don't see how they do it." Hog Rider says, "Plus, you got to hang out with Pale Rider." I always hang out with Pale Rider, man. You know, Pale Rider and I have become good friends, and he had some people that came up to him, you know, that really gave him some compliments. Wind noise is nothing in the background. A live feed like the coach just did this afternoon with the Hard Rock Cafe was a WTF on OVC live feed. Now, does anybody follow Kevin Rutherford on Facebook? Kevin Rutherford made a post, and I want to know what you guys think about that. Go, find another device and go over there and look at his latest posts about people that, well, that's all I'm going to say. So a lot of the, like Pale Rider said, I try not to curse, kids watch us. There are people that can't be truck drivers for one reason, either their physical health or their mental health, or just because that just wasn't their chosen profession, but they still love it. They're still interested. Saturday really kind of opened my eyes on the general public that really does appreciate what we do, and they want to be with us. They want to be a part of us. And I think that a lot of the negative videos that are put out are a disservice to those people. I saw that, Pale Rider. You got a little emotional on your live stream. Well, Pale Rider was, if you guys follow Pale Rider, when he thought he was going to the show, man, he was pretty down. I had to call him because I was really worried about him, because he would have done the same for me. And when we were leaving Saturday, he was so just on cloud 9 because he got to meet Trucker Steve, and he had Steve and Tex in the same room, and and I've met them individually, and Tex and I have hung out several times. He and I have become decent friends too. But to have him in the same room, that's pretty cool. The only one missing was Eskimo Shine, and I've gotten to hang out with him too. Trucker Steven PA, just saw that post, spot on, exactly. And I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to do a disservice to the people that maybe don't care, So I challenge all the YouTubers to start putting out more positive content, because people are watching, and there's a lot of people that kind of get into the whole soap opera thing. There is a soap opera element. Look at Ice Road Truckers. A lot, any reality show, the drama is created. Sean told me all about how that show's created because he's friends with Rick Yemen that's on the first few seasons. Mission accepted. I can't find the time to do videos. Well, that's alright, Hog Rider. I can't believe Little Rat went to GATS and teamed up with Jason Pote, I unsub. Yeah, Pale Rider is a good dude. He's Godson approved, says Steve Berger. I tried to get their head no load heading that way. Outcast, that's kind of been my thing for a while. Still enjoyed it, says Kevin Smoke. So, okay, Outcast, I'll have to subscribe to you. If I haven't already, dude, when I woke up this morning, I had literally 60 notifications on my YouTube. And I knew it was going to be like that because of GATS. Hey, Big Billy. You might see some lightning. There's some clouds rolling in. Yeah, there was no drama, and I think it was, being in a band, I get people that come up to you and say, hey, you're an inspiration, that kind of thing. And I'm a little bit more comfortable with that than maybe somebody like Pale Rider, who's not used to, a whole lot of people complimenting him. And I know that sometimes it makes people feel uncomfortable, but you got to take their perspective. If they look up to you that much to show you gratitude, appreciate it, Hey Butch, what's up? And as usual, while I'm doing a live feed, I gotta watch someone backing next to me, and he's going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Holy crap. I hope you're here for the night, dude, because I really don't feel like babysitting. Expedited. This is Thor. Not sure. Oh, okay. Is that the true Thor? Not a troll Thor? Thor, if that's really you, I didn't know you even knew I existed. So, don't look, LOL. There was a guy that came up to me, I think it's Dead Beacon, and he came up to me and he said that my video, the most important thing about trucking, really touched him. And that's cool, because that's what we need more of, is that kind of thing. Justin Johnson, Owen Authority. Time to get back to work now, says Clyde. I am back to work. Anyways, that's just my message. The other thing I learned from GATS is that I really, really, really need to do something about my health. I really do. Billy says it makes me feel awkward. Yeah, and you got to kind of swallow that. You know, I'll give you a little story. One of my old bands, we were playing a show, and there's this young couple that came out to see us, and they were like teenagers. And they said that they snuck out of their house just to see us. And they're real innocent kids, man. They really were. Dead Beacon, good to see you, sir. And they went up to, after we were done playing, they went up to our bass player and they're like, oh man, we really enjoyed your show. And he was like, oh man, we suck, you know, our performance, blah, 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 you know, just really, and it kind of made him uncomfortable. And I set him aside. I'm like, dude, they don't hear the same things that we do. You could be a musician and hear the mistakes, but if they didn't hear the mistakes and enjoyed the show, why ruin their experience? And they wanted us to sign the set list, and we did, and they were just all fanboy on us, you know, and you know, some of Apnea's worst performances were some of our best shows, you know. And you know, so Billy, it is uncomfortable sometimes. You know, you got to find that fine line. You want to be comfortable with it, but not develop an ego because of it, because that could turn around and bite you. You know, and I think that you might talk to one. Next Gen told me about you. I dig you on your vids, bro. Great work. Okay, thanks, Thor. I thought you had deleted your channel. That's why I didn't quite believe that was you at first. Every CalArc trailer I see drive past me, I always look to see if it's Pale Rider. Hog Rider. Pale Rider is real easy to see. He has Pale Rider TV on that big window on the ProStar, because I think he realized that separated him from the crowd. You're welcome, Thor. Music is a powerful thing. Yeah, and Berger brings up a point. He said music is a powerful thing. You know, music videos, we do content, you know, and I know that a lot of my fans don't like my music. My subscribers don't like my music, or don't like my style of music. And I know that my music vids aren't as popular, because my old channel has the music stuff, and you know, I've only got 300 subscribers on that channel, so I get it. You know, people are more interested in me talk about Landstar or trucking or whatever, so I get it. That's the genre I'm in, you know. But you know, there is a narcissistic piece of why we do this, but at the same time, you don't want to let it get to your head. Not saying that anybody out here is doing that. I'm just saying that potential can happen, and sometimes we forget who we are. So there was a lot of positivity around the 73 Lounge thing, and the only negative things that came in, the only elements that were negative were people that doesn't like this person or that person or that person, and therefore they bring this negative energy to it, and that's the only negative aspect of the 73 Lounge. I enjoyed the couches, I enjoyed the company, and I didn't win anything, you know. There was a Snyder IC Dawn, you know, she was parked near us, and she won the Wii Boost, the second Wii Boost that Canel didn't win, and you know, she was there a lot, you know, so Hey, Big Yeti, what's up, man? There are several Kevins here, but Thor got a badass ride. Me too, Hog Rider, Green Schneider trucks. Yeah, well, see, Schneider Finance has some green, they're like forest green, dark green, and they don't have any graphics, and they got the funky Kenworth wheels. That's the only way I can describe them. That is not my truck. I get people text me all the time. You know, like Next Gen, he was like, hey, are you on, you know, are you in Michigan right now? No. I'm at a truck stop in Little Rock, you know, and you know, so I got a twin out. I've got a few twins out there. Thor just made an awesome video yesterday. So Thor's back then. Okay. Forgive me, Thor, that I don't believe that you're there, but, you know, we do get some troll accounts sometimes. I'm gonna have to resubscribe to you. There are a couple of songs I want to use. Big Yeti, anybody who has an Atmia CD, feel free to use the music. That's why I put it out there. That's how I entered this world in the first place. That's how Trucker Steve got to know me, because Trucker Steve, Tex, Pale Rider were all looking for music that's not going to tag them on their copyright stuff. And so my music won't do that. And I encourage anybody to use the music. So Big Yeti, feel free to use it. Canal, if you're watching, feel free to use it. Pale Riders used it. Music and food bring people together. Yep, says Russ. Your video was great. Thank you, Kevin. Now, here's the thing. I've got, I'm going in a new direction with this one. No drama, just inspiration, good times and education. You ain't laughing, you ain't living. We need that more, Thor. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. And by the way, Thor, I like the whole Viking thing. You know, Amon Amarth is one of my favorite bands. And I kind of like the stories of the gods and everything. Big Billy just had his head popping out the window. Hey Butch, really like it there. King Kevin, no problem. Everybody's talking to themselves. Who are those where? Okay. Good for Dawn, she is nice. Yeah, she was nice. 73 was great. No worries, brother. I got no twins. Burger says I got no twins. Okay, I got another truck getting ready to park between me and this other truck, so. Pale Rider, I just saw Kevin Rutherford's post on Facebook and Jason's comments. The coach is getting roasted. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to go into it because that would be hypocritical of me. I'm done with people like that. And there are people that look up to him, and I don't want to rain on their parade. I don't want to ruin their party. And just like I wouldn't want somebody going, hey, don't listen to Snorlord because he's an idiot, you know. So that's all I'm going to say about it is there are things going on that people should see, and obviously Kevin Rutherford has noticed it. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I don't do informative videos because I don't know everything. I use terms like, in my opinion, or what I might do in that situation. I never use the words, you should do this, you have to do that. Because every single truck, driver, and company and situation is different. So, and I'm not going to go into that because I've already mentioned that in my my most important thing trucking video. No more brothers war. Hashtag. People need to stop asking for money. Kevin, I agree. Butch says you'd be surprised how much your channel's an influence. Just saying. I appreciate that, Butch, and you know, and I tell you what, man, I'm grateful, and I'm obviously doing something right because my sub count has increased. You know, Pill Rider and I were kind of comparing our analytics, you know, on the Studio Creator app. And there's a right way to ask for money and a wrong way to ask for money. Jeffrey Like sells videos on his channel, but also on his website. And they are informative on things that he's actually done. If you want to get your own authority, he has simplified the process and made it to where it's not very scary. And people naturally give him super chats simply because they like him. And I could sit there and ask for money so I get a GoPro, because here's the thing, guys. My camera that I had, my little Samsung camera, if you saw me at the show with it that Yukon made fun of, it sucks. I hate it. And I don't know if that footage came out. So I got a bunch of footage on my phone too. I got to throw it all on the laptop. So, Thor, what happened to Valkyrie channel? I wish her success, says Snowbird. It's my money and I need it now. But you know, truckers aren't the only ones that do that. There's a lot of YouTubers that's how they want to survive. They don't want to have a job. They want to just do YouTube videos. And there are people that do, but there are people that just live off of donations. And I don't know, could I do good trucking videos if I got paid to do trucking videos enough money that I don't have to be trucking? Does that make any sense? Because I know I'm kind of lame, but there's a big difference in selling something and begging for something, says Butch. Exactly. There is a difference between selling something and begging for something. You guys have seen evidence of me, of how much Jeffrey Like has helped me, right? If anybody were watching in my Landstar days, you know that I went through some tough times. And a lot of it was inexperience. A lot of it was my perspective. And then some of it was the limitations that were put on me by the company I was with. Jeffrey is a true consultant. He can truly help whatever operation you have because he's done it all. He's got 25 years of owner-operator experience. You know, there's a reason why he was the most successful person at Schneider. You know, there was a reason why he's the guy on the website still. Because he knows how to run. I was telling a few people about how much he's making. Sorry, I'm watching this truck back next to me. Check it out. You gotta freak out whenever they're kind of off aim. Here, I'll show you guys. See that? He was kind of lined up to hit me perfectly. But he's doing all right. Ike was doing a live feed not too long ago, and somebody actually hit his truck. Okay, this guy's actually getting out. Oh, he's got to move the signs. You know those signs in the paid parking? He's got to move them. What's up, Snowlord? How are you doing, brother? Thanks, Alaska Cowboy. I'm doing fun. I'm doing okay. Snowlord, you have a great evening. Drive safe. All right, thanks, Hog Rider. Jeff is being compensated for knowledge the right way. Yeah, thank you, Kevin, for getting me back on track. Yeah, he's providing a service. And it's not in the form of an app. It's not in the form of promises. It is a service. And I guarantee you, okay, here's my challenge to you. After speaking with him for an hour, if you don't feel better about your operation, then you can't be helped. Plain and simple. So you in turn, along with Jeff, have done that for me. Yes, you know, we helped Steve Berger. Berger's going through a tough time right now with that truck, but hopefully things will iron out. Outcast says, agreed, Steve. Jeffrey's a good guy. And the other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is I need to do something about my weight. I need help. I need help. I look at somebody like Thor. He's a physically fit human being that drives a truck. That's what I desire to be. And I know it's possible because not every truck driver's fat out here, right? Now there's a YouTuber, I won't mention my name, but he's sitting there, he's like way heavier than me, and he's smoking a cigarette, griping about, you know, his health. I'm trying to do something about it, but, you know, here's one of the things I did. So, Carolyn was out there. Carolyn O'Brien, I think that's her name. Well, let me look at the title, Steve. Carolyn O'Brien, okay. It's a health stuff. I had another guy approach me. I was talking to a Landstar driver. Imagine that. And there was this health coach, and he looked like he genuinely wanted to help me. and you know, I told him about the fat, sick, and nearly dead thing I did, and he said that was a good thing. That was a good approach. But I need help, guys. So there might be starting some health-based posts. Not, this is how you stay away from carbs. You know, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert because I am not. The only thing I'm an expert at is how to play a heavy-handed down-picked chord on the guitar. You know, chun, chun, chun. That's what I'm an expert at. You know, what's funny is people wanted me to do some death growls at the 73 Lounge. I said, no, I don't want to scare the little kids. Kevin says, Jeff should be a professional consultant full-time. He's better than that. Are all that out there now? Yes, I agree. Kevin and Ollie says, Coach found as many coattails as he possibly could to ride the last couple of days. It was a bit sad and pathetic. Seaburger will do well. He's a Steeler fan, says Butch. Gastric worked for me, but it required 8 weeks out of work. See, if I could be off a month, I could definitely make some changes. And that's eventually the goal. If I can like kind of stack it up, you know, take December off, that's what I would do. Alan G says, hey Steve, stay safe and glad you had a good time at GATS. I was a personal trainer. Thor says I was a personal trainer for 7 years. Hit me up sometime. I'll help where I can. You know, here's the thing. We live in a world where we have the most education about health than we've ever had. The most information. But yet we're the biggest we've ever been. I think that the combination of the food and the stress that truck drivers deal with can create an imbalance that creates almost like a food addiction. When I went on my all juice fast, I didn't get hungry. I got cravings. Now we're watching Landstar park next to me. This is where karma's gonna get me. See, he's aiming right for me. Check it out. Oh, no, he's turning. You gotta worry about them Landstar guys. They don't do road tests like we do at Schneider. Nah, he's got it. He's good. You know, you can tell by someone backing that they've got it. And I think that there's an addiction problem. You know, when you see an overweight person, it's like you're looking at a heroin or meth addict. It's the same thing. I read a book called Sugar, Salt, Fat. Very eye-opening on how the companies have been manipulating us for 50 years. And some people are more prone to it than others. It's not easy, Steve. It's taken me a year to drop 36 pounds. I weighed 336, now 300 in a year. Well, that's good, Alaskan. I'm 5'8", 144, in decent skinny shape, if that counts. Yep, Kevin, that does count. Big Billy, walking in water is a great start. You're right, Billy. Pale Rider, I talked to the coach at the show. Yeah, Pale Rider talked to him. You know. Hashtag, here we go, hashtag Stairway to 7. Not sure what that means. Clyde, my doctor helps a lot of drivers. She gave me a bunch of ideas with the small oven and truck, but I have to stop and restock my truck every couple of days, all fresh, no process. You're absolutely right, Clyde. And normally I can do that. With being an IC at Schneider, I have a lot more opportunity to visit the stores and the Walmarts and the grocery stores and the OCs. You know, I talked to a guy that did the same juice thing I did, and he taught me how to do it. And he didn't have a fridge. He did everything at the OC. He told me how. He goes, at worst, if you have to get a hotel room to do the processing, then so be it. It's like 50, 80 bucks out of your, you know, which is a lot cheaper than buying the crap that we have. Alan G says, portion control, stay away from fats, dark meat. I struggle with my weight, walking and just moving when you can. It is changing your ruts. Exactly, Alan, it's stress. That's where the stress comes in, because sometimes you have one of those days where you're just like, you know what, screw this, I'm eating that double cheeseburger because I've had a crappy day. You know, and you may not like consciously make that decision, but when you're tired and worn out, you've done 700 miles and you've had, you know, drop trailer issues or flat tires, or, you know, people just being just ugly and negative, man, that wears on you, man. That wears on you. And so when you go in and that smell hits you, it's designed to hit that endorphin thing. You know, I know how to eat healthy. I've lost weight. I lost 60 pounds on a juice fast. I've done it, and I loved every freaking minute of that juice fast. The only reason why I stopped, because I had to start training again at that time, and a T660 with a bunch of vegetables and a second person does not help. And then the Peterbilt, well, there's other reasons for that. I gained a ton of weight back because at Landstar I was more stressed and I had less resources. I didn't have a fridge, I didn't have anything to cook with. You know, I know how to eat healthy. I've done the paleo thing. It's a mind control, it's perspective. It's a mental thing. I know how to eat healthy. And the truck show really kind of helped me, push me over the edge. It pushed me to say, Steve, this is wrong. There's quite a few examples of people that are way worse shape than you, and you're heading down that path. It was like looking into the future. And then there are people that are physically fit that you're like, that's what I want to be. You know, that's what I want to be. I'm addicted to everything, says Butch. I hear you, Butch. Lafayette the Great. Truck stops have healthier food now than ever before. You're right, Lafayette. There was a time where Love's in Rolla, Missouri, exit 189. It was like a fruit stand in there. Now they've gone back to just the cups, but it used to be you could buy like whole watermelons and whole honeydews and just, it was like a fruit stand in there. And I've got a trick on vegetables. When you go to a farmer's market, nothing's refrigerated. Lettuce isn't refrigerated, carrots aren't refrigerated, celery's not refrigerated. You don't have to refrigerate that food. And so when I get a head of lettuce from Walmart, when I get carrots at Walmart, when I get cauliflower, broccoli to snack on, I put them in paper bags. And they usually keep a lot longer than putting them in the fridge. I would like to become vegetarian, but I like meat too much, so I gotta figure out my portion control on that. Jason Perry, my problem is if one piece tastes good, then the whole cake must be awesome and a bad stress eater. Yes, stress eating is a huge problem of the trucking world. Steelers chasing 7 Super Bowls, that's what, oh, okay. I get it, Steve, okay, I'm sorry. Let's just explain the Steelers thing. Walking water intake, stay away from fried foods, processed. Yeah, there's a basic rule like paleo. If it didn't have a mother or came out of the ground, don't eat it. Plain and simple. Live by that and you'll be good. And you know, these people that do the paleo, well, I gotta have almond flour, or I gotta make, you know, butter out of dandelions. You know, it's like, no, you just gotta eat basic to the core. That's hard to do. paleo is a challenge at the truck stops, because even if you find something that's not processed, now Landstar's pulling out. Oh, he's getting the free spot that someone just opened up. That lucky guy. If you do find something somewhat healthy, like beef jerky, there's so much salt in it. Salt is a huge factor. Pale Rider and I were eating at the convention center. We were eating lunch, and the salt in both of our dishes was just incredible. I had a can of soup one time, and I was like, this is pretty good, you know, and I look at it, and it had like 200% of my daily intake of salt. It was incredible. Sodium is a huge factor. Sodium and sugar, you know. I started parking as far as possible from the truck stop, rest stop, says Trucker Steve in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I'm not the guy that's gonna like try to, like, you know, you go to the Loves like at noon, and everybody's like fighting for the parking up by the fuel islands. You know, I've never been that guy. When I got on the scale, it says 1 at a time, please. Ah, you're funny, Pappy. Have sex a lot. It's a great cardio, LOL. It says Thor. Well, that's kind of hard to do when you're by yourself there, Thor, in the truck. No way, Burger Patriots will make 7 first. Uh-oh. Shots fired there, says Kevin. LOL. I have like 5 videos that I shared on Facebook about a week ago. Pretty good and shocking info. Okay, Billy. Everybody check out Big Billy's channel. Yeah, we didn't exactly eat healthy at the truck show. Well, Pale Rider, well, okay, I take that back. There were salads and stuff available, but again, you know, that's where the truck stops get you. You can either pay $5 for a salad, or you can pay $2 for 2 corn dogs, you know, so money can be a factor. I don't let money be a factor, because I make decent money, so there's no reason why a $5 salad, you know, is not a bad idea. Of course, the salads at the convention were probably like $30. Next time you're talking with NextGen, have them call me and I'll give you some tips, bro. I will, Thor, I will. Thank you, Thor, I appreciate that. Stu Stewart, addiction is exactly correct. Yes. Okay, check this out. So, look this up on Netflix and on YouTube. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. It's got a trucking connection too. And basically what it is you're juicing fresh vegetables and fruits, and you go into ketosis. They didn't use that term in this video, but that's primarily what's happening. And it's like freebase Mother Nature. And I'll tell you what, man, it was like this fog was lifting. I was remembering stuff that I'd forgotten about years ago. It was almost like, you know, I think I've said this before. You know that scene in Ray where he's like trying to get off the heroin, like without any medication? That's what you feel like. You start developing these emotions and dreams, and I was remembering lyrics to songs that I haven't heard in years, you know? And it was such a rush. Oh man, it was great. I mean, you can see me light up thinking about it. And I want to do that again. And I've got the tools to do it. I just got to make that first step. And it's time. It's time, because everything's being affected. I could have had more fun at the truck show. I could have had more fun on the summer activities that my family did. You know, there's just, I used to be a BMX freestyler, you know. That was my thing. I was a bike rider. But the Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, you know, I've got a friend from New Zealand who just moved over here to America. A few of you know who this is. And he told me that whenever he comes to America and eats our food, he feels like he's got the flu. Because in other countries, they don't have it that bad. They don't have all the processing and the additives and the preservatives and everything else. I like the turn of how this video has changed. You will get diabetes if you don't already have it. That makes it imperative that you don't eat the bad stuff. I have it and crave carbs like no tomorrow. Miss biscuits and gravy, something awful. It says Stu. Dude, you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Alan G, totally agree. It's a freaking vice, and stress is terrible in any life we live now. Now pass the cake, please. I'm diabetic, so my sugar fix can be dangerous. Haha. Outcast, eat Wahoo's fish tacos because they're awesome, fresh and healthy. Start slow with lots of water and walking. Water's, you know, I've been hearing about intermittent fasting, and it intrigues me. The only problem with fasting is getting over the shakes. You know, there were like points where Pale Rider and I were walking around the convention, and he's like, you know, he'll be at the other side. He'll call me and like, hey, dude, let's go get something to eat because I'm getting the shakes, and it's that blood sugar thing. And you know, so fasting can be kind of a challenge. The Outcast just watched and subscribed, liked. Cool. Oh, okay, Russ, subscribe to you. Everybody sub the Outcast. He needs to get his subs back. Don't forget the garlic, olive oil. Hey, I do have garlic and olive oil in the truck now there, Stu. I do have it. I just haven't had anything to cook. I didn't bring any groceries, but a few frozen things that were probably bad for me in the freezer, because I knew that I'd be not in the truck for the majority of the last 3 days. There's a load I'm looking at going to Indy, and if I get that load, I'll be stopping at Walmart in Vandalia. I thought I recognized that dog icon. What's up, Pappy? Yep, that's Pappy there, Mr. Burger. Editing my recap right now. Yeah, see, here's the thing. I got video footage from my camera. This camera right here. And I got footage from my phone, and I got to put it all together. So it's going to be kind of just a combination of clips, no particular order. I got to edit a few because, like this camera, there's one point where I was kind of talking to someone, the camera's pointing down, and it looked like I was watching some chicks behind, and I wasn't. You know, so I got to edit a few things like that. It's vacation, you're not supposed to eat healthy, dude. But see, that's the thing, man. How many people go on road trips that aren't truck drivers that you just feel miserable afterwards? When the band would do a road trip before I started being a truck driver, you know, you're living off beef jerky and hot dogs and pizza, and by the end of the trip, man, you just want to kill something. Every trainee that I had when I was at Transland, they would get sick within the first week. You know, I've developed this tolerance to this toxic crap that we buy. Just cut out as much sugar as you possibly can, and you'll see a difference. I have seen a difference, Z-Man. I have done that. You know, here's what I buy when I go to Walmart now. I buy fresh meat. I cook it in the lunchbox cooker. The McDonald's thing was a joke. Although I do eat McDonald's every now and then. And then I buy vegetables. I buy fresh vegetables, and I buy frozen vegetables. The steamable kind. I've got a microwave. And cottage cheese. I do have a craving for something sweet, but I buy these Bolt House Daily Greens. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it, so it gets rid of that craving. And then for any cravings of soda, I drink Perrier with no flavoring, no preservatives. Just I did a thank you video to all that were at the show on my channel. It's uploading now. It says Alaskan Cowboy. You can do it, brother. Thanks, Pale Rider. Just subbed Alaskan. See, this is a positive thing, man. I'm not, you know, we did talk about Coach a little bit, but that's something he brings on himself. You know, when the master of the trucking industry, Kevin Rutherford, says something, well, you got to change your perception. And when I did that one video about Coach, I told him it was the perception that people had because of the way you do things. And that's the thing. If you tend to attract, if someone tends to attract negative people or negativity towards their channel, if you do a video and you got like 50 negative comments, there's a reason for that. Why is their perception that way? That's all I'll say about that. Texas Future Trucker, hey, what's up? I'll go back on my paleo program if you will, Snorlord. Butch, let's do it, man. You know, You know, Kevin Rutherford has changed from trucking to health. That'd be kind of cool. I'm not, again, I can't sit there and do a video. This is how I avoid carbs. Bob, I'm gonna be like, man, I was at a Dunkin' Donuts and had to avoid the donuts, Let's see, Stretch Nuts, what's up, man? Everybody's subbing to Outcast. Good. Justin Johnson. The only important thing that's important to me is when I see him. Justin, you're silly. I got jalapenos in my truck. I used to carry jalapenos back before. No, I won't talk about it. That's Alaskan Cowboy. That's my thing, Steve. Blood sugar level. If it's low or if I don't get it up, I shake. Not good feeling. If I overshoot, I get nauseous and have to lay down. I'm not that bad yet, Alaskan, but that's definitely a precursor to where I could be heading if I don't do something. Juan says, "Holy, you're still on here, bro." Yep, I'm still here. Jason Perry has a message retracted. One thing that helped me with quitting smoking, I watched a video of Trucker Joe. He said just did it, so I just repeated it to myself and made it happen. Billy, anybody else that smokes, I watched my father, within 1 year of diagnosis, die of lung cancer. Now, how many times have you seen someone smoke a cigarette? Perhaps you've been this person where, oh, I'm gonna die someday. Well, it's a long, agonizing, expensive death that not only impacts you, but it impacts everyone around you. To see someone who's healthy and strong become weak and frail, and right before my dad passed, there were some horrible things I had to witness. I smoked cigarettes for I don't know, in my 20s for just a little bit, and every now and then I'd play around with a clove cigarette, but if I was drinking at a bar or whatever. But when you watch somebody die of lung cancer, that will inspire you to quit. Now, however, there is an addiction process, and when you see someone overweight with purple legs and they smell of decay because they're so just unhealthy, you would think, well, you don't want to be like that. And that's kind of what the truck show did, is I felt bad, and then I also saw a lot of people that weren't very healthy at all. And so that's kind of inspired me. And maybe you guys can inspire me. Maybe you guys can be my cheerleaders. Maybe you guys can get me over that mental health, that mental hump, I'm sorry, of addiction. And it's not like I'm sitting there in the truck with 83 donuts, it's just when I have a bad day, I'm gonna pick the donuts over the salad. And I know it's wrong, I feel like crap after I do it. But see, I can make baby steps. Like today, I'm not at home, I have to stay with the truck because the store said I couldn't stay where I needed to be, and it's not a good neighborhood anyways, so I came to the Flying J. My family called, and I said, hey, well, let's go somewhere out to eat. I'm like, all right, so we went to Golden Corral. Sometimes I go to the Golden Corral and I eat myself sick, but this time I had a lot of meat, had a lot of vegetables, nothing processed, and I don't feel full. I don't feel like I want to kill myself with because I'm so just bloated, Soda is an easier thing to lay off too. Work towards 1 or 2 a week with no more soda, caffeine, and sugar, or like crack. You're right. Nailed it. I don't drink a whole lot of soda. I really don't. I really don't. Thanks for the support, Steve. Talk to you later. Stay safe, and Odin bless. Thank you, Thor. Thank you very much. How much do the lunchbox cookers cost? Texas Future Trucker, they're about $25 to $35, depending if they're on sale. A lot of times they'll have a $10 mail-in rebate, and I love them. They do help you cook healthy, because what I'll do is you can put potatoes in it. What I'll do is I like cabbage. I like boiled cabbage. So what I'll do is I'll buy the coleslaw, the shredded stuff at Walmart, and I'll put it in the pan, and that's my meal. Because you can eat a whole bag of cabbage and feel like you've had Thanksgiving dinner, but you've only consumed like maybe 300 calories. Good man with the G&O and no quick fixes like fasting never work in the end. Just start with minor exercise like walking, lots of water, and avoid sugar when you can. You're right there, Stu. Russ, I've backslide, stopped sodas, and find myself sloping and feel like crap. Then beer is always sweet to me. My interview with Jake Cannell is coming out 5 a.m. Tuesday, says Pale Rider. Shameless self-promotion. I think the lunchbox cooker is about $20 or $30, says Steve Berger. You all did an awesome job deflecting the negative on your live feeds, and mad respect to you all. That was awesome. Thank you, Alaskan. Try slow jazz to ease cravings. Trucker says Trucker Steve. No. Metal helps me, man. Metal motivates me to do the right things. I've never listened to like, you know, Amon Amarth or Slayer and like think I want a donut. Russ, wheat and barley has to be better than a soda. Clove cigarettes, is that a musician thing? I guess it is. I make a clove e-liquid. Colorado cloves, no. I've never ever smoked weed or done any drugs. I've never done that. Baby steps, try to lose it app. Todd says baby steps, try to lose it app. I was on MyFitnessPal, and that was helping. I've also done Weight Watchers, where basically it's a food diary app. And if you guys listen to Howard Stern, Richard Christie lost a lot of weight with those apps. They do help, but it's a matter of, you know, when you become an owner operator, you're worried about numbers and load assignments and settlement statements, and you're keep track of your numbers, and so to keep track of more numbers can be, you can kind of fall behind. Not making excuses up, but that's the obstacle that I found. I could show you little notepads that I have around the truck where I was keeping a food journal, and it works, but again, it doesn't help that addiction, doesn't help that craving, you know. And then sometimes it can be harmful, like, oh crap, I'm only up to 1,000 calories today, I can afford that double cheeseburger, you know. Year and a half smoke free. Yes, I went back to dipping, but I dip maybe once or twice a day versus a pack and a half a day. Okay, so Alaskan, you bring me to a point here. There was a couple at the truck show that were parked near me. I don't want to pinpoint them just in case they're watching. The wife was very heavy set, could barely get out of the truck. Her teeth were rotted off. She had to have a wheelchair to just get around the show. And the husband obviously didn't keep care of each other and take care of himself. I mean, and you know, and he had chew spit, and it was all down the side of his truck where he just dumps the bottle, right? And I think that, to me, dipping is one of the grossest things you can do. I don't judge, but it's definitely better than smoking. Now, what's interesting is that when my father passed away, everybody I knew that was close to me quit smoking, and a couple of friends quit chewing, because it's still an addiction. It's still, you know, that nicotine. I get it. Trust me, I know about addiction. That's why I never went into drugs, because I have an addictive personality sometimes, and I know that I would probably like, oh, check out this meth, and you know, next thing you know, I'm like 5 pounds and have no teeth, and I'm killing somebody. I recommend water and Crystal Light. Crystal Light is horrible for you, Justin. Cabbage, your farts smell awesome. Can't quite tell if Justin's a troll or not. Eat enough cabbage, that will flush out the colon, says Russ. Yeah. Slayer equals donuts, LOL, says Steve Burger. Motion equals emotion. Hey, I'm at the end of the comments. All right. So yeah. So I thought about, you know, I've done a couple of videos where I was like, okay, I'm gonna change my channel to a new direction of health. You know, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna do it. But I need your help, guys. I've got the knowledge. I've got a little bit of the willpower. But it's hard. You know, you always think that there's going to be that Rocky moment. You know, like, I'm not like Rocky. I'm talking like Rocky the movies. You know, like Rocky 3 is a perfect example. You know, he has that fight with Mr. T and he loses, and you know, he's got to go over this mental hump, and then like he's training and he can't train right, and he's all depressed, and then him and his wife have this talk, and he has this aha moment. He has the Rocky moment. The next thing you know, Eye of the Tiger's playing and everything's better, and he's kicking butt, and you know, I keep waiting for that aha moment, and it never comes, man. There's a lot of realization, like, holy crap, I need to do something. But the truck show really opened my eyes on a lot of things, and I hope that if I go to Matt's, that I really, really want to enjoy that truck show. You know, Joplin's the same way. I gotta lose some weight. Gotta do it. If I get 5 people to come over to Schneider and use me as a referral, I could take a whole month off. My daughter made me quit smoking, but I still needed the nicotine, so I switched to vape just down the week. I've heard vaping is good. I have no problem with vaping. If it wasn't for the nicotine aspect, I would vape because it'd probably keep me from having the munchies. Russ says I need a new addiction. Seriously, Steve, you can't do it all at once. Start slow. I say water and walking. You're right, Stu. That's where the myth of the Rocky moment is there, the aha moment, because you know it's not like a movie where suddenly, you know, tomorrow morning I wake up and Survivor music's playing and I'm like, you know, and I start walking and, you know, dun 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 dun, you know, and then a month later I'm down, you know, 400 pounds. You can vape without nicotine? Really, Pale Rider? Seriously, dude? Really? Huh. Really? Now, is that chemical bad stuff for you? Or chemical stuff bad for you? Wow, I can't talk. My wife misses me a lot more now. I make a zero nic juice. Well, Butch, if I would have known that, I would have, I don't know. Why is Crystal Light bad for you? Because the chemicals in the sweetener, Justin. Like if you have to drink a soda and you're not diabetic, a regular soda is better than a diet soda. The chemicals in the sweeteners are horrible for you. Think about this. How many skinny people do you see drinking diet sodas? That was supposed to say positive addiction. Google it. Just park a long ways away. I do that, Stu. Yep, everybody's saying that they have e-juice that's zero nicotine. Now I can't stand cigarettes. My wife doesn't miss my clothes thinking of cigarettes. Yeah. Aspartame. Yeah, that's dude, okay, check this out. I used to haul hazmat chemicals, 3 different placards on the side of the trailer, and it was chemicals for Diet Dr. Pepper and Diet Sprite. 3 different sets of placards. That's how bad diet soda is for you. You'll become what you think about most of the time. So define your goals, write them down, control your thoughts. You will become what you think about most of the time. And Uncle Matt, that's true, and that's kind of why I'm reaching out to you guys now, because if I can get some support, now tomorrow, if I have a bad decision moment, I'm gonna be like, no, wait, my YouTube followers are watching me now. If I'm sitting there eating a double cheeseburger and somebody at the truck stop recognizes me, they're gonna be like, dang, Snarlord, man, I thought you were doing something about your health, So now there's a accountability that's occurring. Pale Rider, do you have an email I can send to? Ask Butch. Never knew that. Thanks, Steve. I'll throw it out tonight. Just drink water. Yeah, Justin, I don't mean to rain on your parade, but there's a lot of studies where diet soda causes a lot of health factors, and it fools the body into thinking it's getting sugar anyways. So it doesn't really create any health benefits other than lack of calories. That's it. I can't stand the guys who do videos and blow the vape cloud in the camera. It's like, what's the point? You blow it in my face. Yeah, I agree, Alaska, and there's a couple of my periscopers that do that. Cut out sweet drinks and only drink water. That's a great start. See, the other problem is I like coffee. I do like green tea. They put me on testosterone replacement. I've lost 30 pounds and I'm feeling great, says Big Yeti. See, that's a route I thought about, Big Yeti. 2 gallons of water a day, says Carlos Del Toro. Steve Berger says that drives me insane to Alaska. Yeah, the vape thing. When I did my live parody, everybody said I forgot the vape. You're putting it all out there, Steve. That takes guts. That's a good first step. Thank you, Russ. Kevin says, I have the videos as vape clouds. The chemicals in any diet drink were designed to make you hungry. Look it up. Yes, Dead Beacon, you are absolutely correct. Again, there's a book out there called Salt, Sugar, Fat. And it will tell you how the companies have manipulated us mentally and physically. And like companies like Nestle create the addiction, then they create products to fight the addiction. They actually own companies that help you lose weight. So they help you get it on, then they help you get it off. So they're making money on both sides. Gear Grabber, Steve, I'm working right now, so I can't type, but call me after you're done with your live feed. I have some info for you. Okay, Gear Grabber, I will. You're doing a good job of not typing. Coffee is actually good for a man. Just don't put anything in it. Yes, Stu, you're right. A lot of times I'll take the Pilot coffee and I'll water it halfway down. That way it's not so strong. If it's too bitter, I don't like it. You'd be surprised how much salt is in Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Yeah, that's the thing, man. You could buy a donut. You could buy a donut, man, and the salt, it's like 12% of your daily intake. What's the name of that book? Salt, Sugar, Fat. I forget the name of the author. There's an audio version of that. I started reading it on my Nook, and then I went out and bought the audio version, and it really opened my eyes. It depressed me too, because the food companies have become the new. You know how everybody has. What's the word I'm looking for? Criminalized the tobacco companies. The food companies are the next target. Big Yeti, my doctor is going to put me on that next month as my testosterone level is low due to my weight and age. He said, mostly due to my weight. I hear that a spoonful of coconut oil in your coffee is healthy. Yeah, I've heard that too. Try to diet with a friend. Well, that's what I'm doing. Nailed it. You guys are all my friends. So let's do it all together. Snarlord, just tell people that you look what soda does to your big rig or four-wheeler. Yeah, that's what I tell people. That I haul placarded loads, hazmat, for soda. Alaskan Cowboys having trouble typing. Philip Morris bought a bunch of the food companies. Yes, Billy, you're right. That's what that book exposes. Yeah. They expose that. Philip Morris actually owns General Mills. Think about that one. They're using the same tactics The same thing. Like Coca-Cola, for example. You got these physically fit people in the commercials, and they're like, "Oh, Coke, yeah, yeah," you know. And if you notice that a lot of Coke commercials don't have any English speaking, because they could play the same commercial in any country because there's no language being said. And it's supposed to invoke memories of when you were a kid, or hanging out at the ballpark with your dad, or, you know, it's supposed to invoke those memories. So when you go inside and you look for something to drink, oh, I'm going to get a Coke because I have a history with it, and this reminds me of when I'm hanging out with my dad. And that's part of my deal, is that some of the really good diners remind me of when I hung out with my dad in the truck. Now, my dad wasn't overweight. You know, he was overweight at one time, but then he got drafted to go to Vietnam, and he lost a bunch of weight, and he kept it off after that. And he hated a lot of the junk food out here in the truck stops. He was a good cook too, so he was like, if you can't cook it better, I don't want to eat it. The jury's still out on coconut oil in your coffee. My doctor doesn't like it, says Stu. Yeah, I've heard of bulletproof coffee, and you know, somebody told me they put butter in their coffee, right? You know, I created bulletproof coffee, and they're like, no, it's got to be a grass-fed, blah blah blah, you know, that kind of thing. And you know, so it's like you just kind of wasted it. I can't drink Coke. It is too gritty and can clean anything you put it on. That's true. That's how you clean your battery terminals. I did that one time on an old car I was working on. And yeah, there's some websites you go to, like how to clean this with Coke, and you'll be surprised. Try milk in the coffee, LOL. Nah, man, that's the Pale Rider would say no to that. That's, you know, grass-fed cows. There is a difference with cattle that are not finished with grain. All cows eat grass, okay? I mean, you see them out there every day. But then when they go to the finishing farms, then they're finished with grain, and that's when they bulk up, and that's when they're slaughtered. Grass-fed beef is just awesome. There is a difference. If I eat enough grass-fed beef, it's hard to go back to regular beef because it almost tastes rancid. There is a difference. Steve, why don't... Well, I'm not idling, Justin. I'm not idling. There's a Dodge Ram next to me. He's idling. And I'm surprised the truck to my right's not idling. I've got a good breeze going through here, so I don't even need the APU on right now. Also, a big problem with doctors, hardly any education on nutrition. You guys ever watch that movie? That when that guy went to McDonald's for 30 days. I thought it was interesting that the doctor that was helping him didn't look healthy at all himself. We have it here, no finishing. Same with the milk. Okay, yeah, dude. Oh man, I would love to taste that. Buffalo is even better, says Dead Beacon. I agree. There are a few organic grocery stores around here. By the way, that's where I get my favorite coffee. Yeah, it's pure. Go back to the old paleo thing. You can taste the difference too. Yep, good movie. Super Size Me. Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, that movie was false because anybody who eats McDonald's 3 times a day is, gonna get weight, blah, blah, blah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the most interesting part of the movie to me. And it should have been the biggest message. There's a scene in that movie where it's like day 15 or 16. He is sick of McDonald's and he literally eats his food and then 10 minutes later he throws it up, okay? He is so sick of this food, he is vomiting in it, okay? And forgive me if you're eating while watching this. 10 minutes later, after he's gotten sick, he is craving that food. That is physical, chemical addiction. Think about alcoholics. They drink until they get sick. Then they puke their guts out. And then what do? They start drinking again. It's the same thing. And that was the most interesting aspect of that movie. Was not, yeah, he did damage his health, but at the same time, it was that addiction that addiction that you could see. You could see it in his head, you could see it in his eyes, you could see it in his speech or hear it in his speech. It totally changed his demeanor. It was incredible to watch. Yeah, supersize me. Fasting helps. Yes, Carlos, I agree. I've had stress moments. I wish I wasn't a stress eater, because I've had stress moments where I don't eat for, like, it'll be like 3 o'clock. I'm like, I'm hungry. Well, that's because I haven't eaten all day, because I was dealing with a shipper or you know, bad traffic or a truck issue. Bulletproof coffee is the bomb. Yeah, I'm trying to get off sugar too. Gone from processed to raw sugar to cut the input in half, says Bree. Big Billy, I stopped eating beef for about 6 months and can't stand the taste of it now. It's called Supersize Me. I'm way behind on my comments, obviously. Ever notice that eat healthy is expensive, yet a bag of Cheetos and a cake are cheap? Yeah, there's some punk bands. Cro-Mags, I think. The singer is a huge vegan. And he told me that was a problem. You go to McDonald's and pay $8 for a salad or $2 for 2 cheeseburgers. That is another problem. That is another. So these guys are out here making 25 cents a mile, and they're trying to support their families. You know, that's all they can afford. Ramen is cheap, but it's one of the healthiest things you can buy. There was another thought to that. Let me read that comment again. Oh yeah, there's a death metal band. Check this out. There's a signed death metal band. They're on Metal Blade Records, called Cattle Decapitation. And it's and we've in Apnea we got to open up for them. And you know what? They're all vegans. That's what their songs are about. It's about they're vegans. They're you know, it's kind of an interesting twist. Yeah, Justin knew what I was talking about. Eat your 100% beef burger without a bun, is better for you, no bread. Yes, I've cut down on my breads and carbs tremendously, but I want to eliminate 100%, and that takes a minute. Yep, that's the fast food industry for you. Exactly. Food and chemical addiction. Yeah, it's not researched enough. You're right, Bree. You're right. Russ, expensive, and it takes more time to shop, and Plan says nailed it. Switch from sea salt to regular salt. You'll use less of it. It's better for you. I agree, but I want to get away from salt altogether. I've eliminated a lot of my salt that a lot of restaurants I can't eat at because of the sodium intake. I remember we ate at a Zio's. I don't know if that's a chain. It's an Italian chain. And oh my God, everything was salt. You know, the meals that Pale Rider and I had at the convention center, it was all salt. Again, I go back to that book, Salt, Sugar, Fat. There's like, you know, why does a donut have to have salt and sugar? Because they're creating, you know, think about a donut. It has salt, sugar, and fat, and it creates this trifecta that is addictive. They've done research on it. They've done studies on it. They know how to get you. Pepsi company owns Pepsi and Frito-Lay. When I eat chips, I want to drink a soda. When I drink a soda, I want to eat chips. It's by design. It's by design. You know, you ever like open a can of Pepsi and like, oh man, I could go for some broccoli right now. Or have you ever eaten broccoli going, man, this will go down with a good Coke? No. Because they're not meant to go hand in hand. How about some exercise? That's true. I did a lot of exercising at the truck show, but when you're this heavy, it could be a challenge. I used to be a BMX freestyler. I loved riding my bikes. Ike Stevens, how's it going, sir? You're sore. Yeah, we're all sore, dude. Oh, here's a pilot chick checking up on me. Make sure I paid my receipt. My advice for you, says Justin, is do what I did with my business. Went from a company guy doing entertainment spending, 300 days on the road, to going and being self-employed with my own authority. You can do it, bud. Yeah, I'm not quite ready to do my own authority, but I am going to take the next step. Just, I don't know when. Mr. Arter Williams says Napalm Death is vegan too. Yes, I've heard that. Oh, there's like little dogs running around here attacking people. You ever notice that little rat yippy dogs are the most dangerous dogs? Like if they were like ferocious, if they were like full grown, you'd be dead. Every dog that's ever bit me was like a little yippy rat dog. I'm glad to see you in here, Ike. Make a 5-year goals list. Yep. Justin, you're not the first person that told me that. There's a friend of mine that's probably watching right now who inspired me to be an owner-operator. So far, so good. As kids, we poured a small bag of salt peanuts in our Cokes. Huh. Everyone subscribe to Pale Rider, says Ike Stevens. Ankle biters. Yeah. Yeah. So, wow, this video has gotten really cool, guys. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I would have enjoyed the truck show. Friday was the worst. Saturday wasn't too bad. Even though Saturday was a longer day, I had enough energy to do the show and then do about 150 miles. So that was cool. The CPAP machine's helping, but I'm uncomfortable laying down, man. When you're fat, man, it's just, you can't get comfortable. Do you get referral bonus for Big Orange Company driver full? Yes, Stu, I do. Anybody who comes to Snyder uses my number and email and all that stuff. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you go to company or IC. The only referral bonus I don't get is if you go to Snyder Finance. So if you go to Snyder Finance, hit up Steve Berger. Why is Pale Rider laughing at Ike? Fed up on Netflix. Why are you fed up on Netflix, man? Why are you hating on Netflix, bro? I hate that term, bro. I hate that. Every time I hear someone, why are you sad, bro? Because I'm gonna punch you in the face, that's why. Do not buy an SFI truck, says Justin. I agree, Justin. It's a good start for somebody who wants to get into it. Do the 18-month lease and be done. Learn and then move on. That's how I look at that. Fortunately, I was able to skip that step. No, it's a movie called Fed Up. It's on Netflix. Oh, okay. Okay, I think I've seen that movie, or at least the ads for it. I thought Billy was fed up with Netflix. I'm like, well, that's kind of a random gripe in my video feed. Texas Trucker says, Future Trucker says, I hate that term too, Snorlord. Yeah, it's a documentary. LOL. I thought, it's like, well, okay, Billy just told us how he feels about Netflix. Way to stay on point, Billy. That's funny. Meanwhile, Chihuahuas are frolicking in the parking lot. But okay, guys, I'm gonna end this video. It's gone on for an hour and 20 minutes. That's kind of a record for me. Guys, stay positive out there, man. People are watching us and they're living vicariously through us. There's a lot of people that approach Pale Rider, Ike, and myself that truly like what we're doing, that truly like our videos. And so let's put some good content out there. I appreciate everybody showing up at the live feed. And you know, and I've kind of poured my soul out to you guys about my weight, because the truck show would have been 10 times better had I been like able to walk the whole thing and not get tired and not get hurt. You know, there's one, you know, I didn't even get to enjoy the polish, the pride and polish side, because I was hurting so bad. And I got to do something. I got to change something, because I don't want to be the guy that Trucker's Final Mile has to find arrangements to pick up. Think about that. Truckers Final Mile, you know, they specialize in getting drivers home that have died in their trucks. You know, some are dying in accidents, but others are dying of heart attacks in their sleeps, you know. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want my family to have to make arrangement with Truckers Final Mile. Texas Future Trucker, if you're on Facebook, that's a good way. Type in my name, Stephen Allington, or Steve Allington. You can email me at stephenallington@gmail.com. That's a good way. And if you email me, I don't respond right away. Forgive me, because I don't check my email every day. I need to get in the habit of it, especially if I'm gonna go the broker route. But Stu says, sometimes hard to know what people are talking about. LOL. Love your stuff here, kid. Don't forget the garlic and olive oil. Walk in water. Indeed, Steve, you're doing good. Thank you, Bree. Alaskan Cowboy 73, brother, be safe. Rock on, says Mr. Arturo Williams B. This was a great live feed. Yep, thanks, Butch. Guys, I'm out of here. I have a video of all the Pride and Polish trucks coming soon. Okay, so Big Billy says I have a video of all the Pride and Polish trucks coming soon to a YouTube near you. So everybody go to Big Billy's page. He's going to do the Pride and Polish trucks, because people like me didn't get good enough footage. Like I said, I've yet to look at the camera footage, and I know I'm going to scrap half of it. I just know it. So I'm going to put out this video, 2017 GATS, and it's going to be a bunch of stupid clips that don't have any rhyme or reason. And you know, anybody's like, I wanted to see the truck show, not you talking to, you know, text or whatever. I'm like, well, it's just my experience. But there are other YouTubers that are gonna have way better truck show footage than I do. I mean, Pale Rider's one of them. You know, I got to get me a GoPro. So give me money so I get a GoPro. Ah, just kidding. Justin, yeah, Steve, contact me through Jeffrey. I like to help you stay on track. Okay, Justin. I'm sorry if I suspected you were a troll. You're cool. Everybody sub to Big Billy. Everybody sub to Kevin and Ollie. Pale Rider, Ike Stevens. Outlaw Trucker. How's it going? Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for a wonderful live feed. And be safe, be good, and let's do it. All right? See you guys.